Well, starting a new business can be intimidating, but sticking to a few guidelines can lead you to a successful future. And joining us from Vero Law Group is Jessica Ullman to provide us with some key tips. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Talking about launching your own business, becoming an entrepreneur. So many people have that dream, but there are obstacles, many obstacles, including finances. So you're here to give us some tips on how to make it happen. What would you want people to know?
So the first thing is you should always work with your advisors from the moment you start a business. I tell people, are you building a business to win? And if you are, you need to get your team together right from the start of people who have been to the place that you want to be and can help you build a successful company.
Now, what about launching a business here in Las Vegas? How's the business climate for that now?
Well, the business climate generally for entrepreneurs is fantastic. There's so many options with the internet and places where almost anybody could really start a company.
Is there a single resource that people can turn to for advice on, when they should get those business associates that you mentioned, maybe legal counsel before they launch their career as an entrepreneur?
Well, I would say starting on the internet is full of information, and obviously educating yourself on the options first is really important so that you could be an educated consumer of legal services, financial services from a CPA, and then ultimately you want to work with people who have been where you want to be. So that could be mentors, that could be professional advisors, anyone you can find to build your team.
Las Vegas has got to be an intimidating place for entrepreneurs because we have so many top-of-the-line establishments here, especially with eateries and dining on the Strip. If you want to launch your own restaurant or anything like that here in Las Vegas, there's just so much competition, but there's ways to overcome that and decide in a safe way if you're going to do well with it.
Absolutely. So it doesn't mean that you'll launch your career with a giant restaurant on the Strip necessarily, but maybe you'll start small. Maybe you will find investors to launch a big restaurant. It just depends what your dream is, but ultimately, whatever your dream is, my message to people and my clients is always you could do whatever you want in this life. It's just a matter of developing your desire.
And I was telling you before this interview that I had a dream of launching my own donut shop, and that has since sailed. I know how to eat them, I just don't know how to open up my own shop. But no, I'll use my brother as an example. He opened up his own business up in Washington State. He invested $15,000 into a kettle corn operation. And he's a fighter pilot, so he has no experience doing that, and we all told him that's kind of a big investment there, but it worked, and it paid off that initial investment within just a year of putting up the operation at various festivals and farm-to-fork events. So it does take a little bit of a risk if you want to do it, whether big or small, but there are, you can be smart about it.
And the journey of building a successful business is the journey of who you become along the way to become a successful entrepreneur. So you have to start somewhere.
Thanks for the advice. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And I will call you about the donut shop. Yeah, if I decide to do that.